Jesus Christ.
Mine's a little rougher story, but what brought me to Mangum was I recently did a long-term prison sentence, and I was going through the steps of going down through the process of being released, and I ended up at the Mangum, Oklahoma DOC Correctional Work Center here in Mangum, and I started, of course it's a work center, so I got to meet a lot of people, and I started coming to church here in the Methodist Church in 2013, excuse me, 2013. And I really enjoyed being here. I enjoyed the people here, and I liked the way that this particular church made us feel when we come to church. There was no separation for us. We were all as one while we were here in the church. And I decided, while I was here for 17 months in the work center, I always made sure that I was here volunteering in this particular church and working and with the people in this church. They made you feel at home. They made you feel welcome. They made you feel happy. And they always had a good word for you to go through the day with. So this is really what impressed me. And I must say, I love Pastor Marcia and Clint Bertel. That they're the best people I've ever come across. In my situation, they were everything I needed to get me to where I am today. I became a member in this church in 2014 and was baptized in the same day. I have been here when I was released from the work center. I was on a leg monitor, and when I was on the leg monitor, I still had all the support and all of the help from these people in this church to get me a job, get me a place to live. They have supported me in every kind of way. I was riding a bicycle for the longest time when I got out, because I didn't have the funds to buy a car. And one of the members of this particular church here came up to me and asked me if I was still riding my bicycle, and to cut the story short, threw me the keys to a car. You know, and it's just amazing how this community here in Mangum and this particular church, I'm sure the others are like this, I don't know, but I know from speaking from my experience in this church, it was the right place for me to be, and it still is to this day. And I continue to work with people here in the church. I volunteer. We do a lot of volunteer services. I work with every program that they have going. I run NAA meetings here at the church now. I've been doing that for over a year. We've got drug court certified through this church, so that we may be able to represent the drug courts and have the people here signing papers for their legal deals. And we work with a lot of even in NAA, I work with a lot of people, myself and Marcia and Clint, work with some people who are in having their children, trying to get their children back for their own custody and things like that. So this program helps them. It helps me. And this, everything that this church does here in the community in Mangum, Oklahoma, is not just for this church, it's for every church. It's for God. And that's what amazes me so much about this church. And the people here have done nothing but been 100 million% supportive of me and everything that I'm doing. And I got to thank them on this day. I thank each and every one of them. What brought me to Jesus Christ was I've been a long-time core drug addict. And I never had much time for anything other than drugs, for my family, for anything but drugs. What brought me to this church was one day I woke up in April the 10th. I have been sober since April 10th, 2010, by the way. And I came to this church. Before that, I even got to this church, I woke up one morning. It was about 5:30 in the morning. As everybody here knows, I'm a huge eater. You might not think so, but I eat. And I started praying and talking to God about how I would love to be able to do something different in my life and become a better person. And I missed breakfast, by the way, on that morning. But that was okay, because I got a better food in my life. And it happens. I can't really say to you what happened, but I'd asked God to help me. And ever since, He's never stopped. He's never stopped. And He brought me to this place. I did not want to be here at this particular center. I was trying to go everywhere else but here. But it seemed like I was destined to be here, and this is where I ended up at. And then it was Marcia, Clint. Oh, I could name everybody, who's been a big help to me along the way. But this is where I want to be. This is where I'm at today, and this is where I'm going to stay. And I enjoy all the help and support that they've given me. I'm trying to return back to the prison. We do prison ministry here still, and I teach a Bible study on Wednesday nights, and myself and Clint with the prisoners from the work center. And we have a large group. It started out 2 or 3 or 4, and now we're in as high as many as sometimes 30 people a night on Wednesday nights. So it's a great, and it's a lot of satisfaction to me because they influence me, and they seem to, when they're looking at me, and you could drop a pin in the room when I'm speaking to them about, the things that we can do and how we got to get to God and how we need the presence of God in our lives, how I had the presence of God in my life. And I tell them each time, it's a miracle. And they always seem to ask, people want to see a miracle from God. Something, bam, lightning flashing and all that kind of stuff. But that ain't going to happen. But if you look in the mirror, you'll see the best lightning strike you've ever had in your life, because that is a miracle. That's the miracle that God gave each and every one of us. We're human and we're here. So we are the miracle. We are the miracle of God. And I think that I finally come to a conclusion or a decision. I'm not at the end. So I've come to a decision that I want to give my life, what I have left, not over to God, but trying to get somebody else to come from where I came from to feel like I feel today about trying to be a disciple for God. My name is Leo, and I'm a new disciple for Jesus Christ.